Hello everyone, how are you? Hope you are having a great start to your March. We're coming up on like spring and summer. March pretty much means it's gonna be hot. So it's been forever since I've filmed any kind of favorites video. I mean, even when I filmed my yearly favorites video, I had just found out I was pregnant. So I was just like, oh my gosh, things are gonna be much different in 2019 as far as beauty goes. I mean, not much different. My face is gonna get more wrinkly. I'm gonna like expand a little bit, but that's okay. It's all part of the journey, all right? I wanted to sit down and talk to you about my favorite beauty products that I've been loving lately since the start of the year. I've kind of been using a lot of the same things over and over again, but there's a couple of standout products I wanted to mention to you guys. If you're into that kind of thing, just make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. Follow along on social media because I like to give lots of easy beauty tips. I do lots of fun, different things. I'm a mom, I travel, I do beauty, I do all sorts of things, so if you like that kind of thing, I hope you stick around. Let's just go ahead and get into this. Okay, I've got like a skincare type product first, and then I've got a hair product, and then the rest is makeup. So let's just start with the hair product. BRIOGEO sent me a lot of stuff recently, and this one thing has stuck out to me. It's called the Don't Despair Repair Strength and Moisture Leave-In Mask. And basically it's like a leave-in treatment you put in your hair right after you wash it. It leaves your hair so soft, so manageable. Even though my hair is fine, I don't like tons of volumizing products. I like stuff that really like makes it feel silky and smooth. And then I like add in the volume with other products later. And the smell is so good. And it's one of those brands that is like a 6 free. There's no sulfates, parabens, silicones, phthalates, no dyes, no DEA. They're cruelty free. This is non-aerosol. It's eco-friendly. So if you're into that kind of thing, you really might like this. This is a brand that you can pick up at Sephora, so it's a little pricey, but I feel like this has lasted me a really long time. Okay, since getting pregnant, there's a lot of things you can't do. Can't have any fun. And one of those things that you can't do is have injectables in your face. No Botox, no filler. I do miss my Botox. It is worn completely off. I've moved past it. It was one thing that was really bothering me at first, which is so dumb to say. You know, it's like one of those things that like you get used to in your life, and then you kind of have to switch the way that you do things because growing a human is hard work. So one thing I'm doing in place of Botox that I think is a great little product to pick up is FROWNIES. They're like craft paper patches that have like an adhesive on one side of the patch. Let me just tear one off to show you. So they come in like this little strip. There are these little triangular patches, and you wet the shiny side of it, and I use like a little toner. I just go and then you stick them on your head and you wear them to sleep or around the house or forever how long you want to. And it smooths the area out. It's definitely not as good as Botox, like nothing will be. No skincare product is going to be as good as that. But I will say in the morning, I feel like these fine lines have greatly reduced. I don't have huge lines on my forehead anyway, but I do have like lines that have set in that I would like to keep treating even though I cannot get injectables right now. So if you're looking for like a needle-free alternative to Botox, give these a try. Don't expect a miracle with it. It smooths the area out. It doesn't freeze the area like Botox does, but just in the morning you'll notice it's smoother, but you have to use it every single night and continue use. Otherwise, you're just gonna get that dynamic like wrinkles stuff coming back fierce. So it's something you have to be really consistent with, but it's easy to go to bed with, and you know, whatever. Okay, let's move on to makeup. I wanted to mention these because I've talked about it on Instagram stories. These are the Physicians Formula Butter eyeshadow palettes. I just think these are really great drugstore eyeshadow palette option. I believe they're only $15. They have that smell that we all know and love from the butter products, and they're just very creamy, pigmented. I have not had really any issues with them. They're obviously like a little less expensive than an eyeshadow, but it doesn't bother me. People had some issues with the like purple and blue shade. They're kind of patchy and don't blend out really well, but honestly, I like rarely ever reach for like purples and blues. I really like this stuff over here on this side, and I've been using it and I really like this palette. So if you're looking for a good drugstore eyeshadow palette, this is definitely one not to miss. I don't know know why it's taking me so long to pick this up, but it is seriously a gem. I love this. This is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. It is not one of those highlighters that is going to be like a blinding highlight. It just gives like a very natural glow to the face. Like what I have on my face right now is something I'll show you in a second. And what I love the most on how to use this is if I apply like foundation and I really set it with powder and my face ends up looking very flat and matte, I can kind of bring it to life with this powder. I just take a little brush and sort of dust it and just kind of on the high points of my face to sort of bring my skin back to life, and it is just so pretty, so glowy, but it's not shimmery, it's not a blinding highlight. So don't go into this thinking that you're gonna get like this blinding highlighter, but if you want something that's like a glowy powder, you could almost even use it in place of setting powder. I don't know that I would do that, but like let's say you don't like to set your face with powder, but you wanna look extra glowy, rub your brush in this and just like dust it all over your face and you're gonna look so glowy. And the best part is that Essence is such an affordable brand. I got this at Ulta, I love it. I saw Essence at Target at one point, but I haven't seen it since, so Ulta's your best bet. I'm gonna link it below, obviously. Okay, let's talk about the other highlighter. That is right here. Holy cow, this is so good. I'm very die-hard for the Ofra Rodeo Drive highlighter, and I was like, there's nothing that will hold a candle to it. Oh, but there is, and it's this. It's the Persona Cosmetics Cali Glow Highlighter in the shade ZUMA. It is a golden champagne-y sort of tone. They look the best on my skin tone. Can we just talk about that right there? It's so good. Just a beautiful powder. I feel like this will do well on a lot of skin tones. Deeper skin tones, this may be a little too light for you, but I think it'll work for light to medium to tan people. You guys, I think will enjoy this. I love it. I love the formula. I love the packaging. It's sleek and like minimal. I'm very into like minimal packaging lately, and I'm really into this. Give it a go. All right, I'm gonna bounce back over to blush. I've got a blush I really love. It's also an Essence product. These are so good if you've never tried them. I think they're like $2.99. They're the Essence Satin Touch Blush, and I had a couple of other shades of this, but I picked up Satin Coral. So this is the shade. Honestly, when you put it on, it doesn't really look coral though. I have it today. It looks more like a nude blush to me, which I love. I absolutely love neutral nude blushes. They're so flattering. They go with every single makeup look. They warm up the skin just fine. I'm obsessed with nude blushes. Like, ugh. I used to love hot pink blush. It used to be my thing, but now like the nude type blush is my jam. I don't know, on camera this looks like coral, but in real life it looks nude. What is happening here? Okay, does it look nude on my... Okay, let's swatch it. It just, I don't know guys, it just looks more nude. I don't know what to tell you. It's like a warm nude. Warm nude, that's what it is. Okay, let's move on to blush. No, we just did blush. I'm so scatterbrained, I can't. I feel like pregnancy brain is a real thing and it happens like right away. I have a bronzer, which is very unlike me to have a bronzer because I'm so die-hard for the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. It is my favorite of life, and it still is. Nothing will replace it. But when I always get to the end of it, it always breaks and I end up having to throw it in the trash. I had like a little bit left and it broke. And I'm like, oh gosh, I haven't gotten out to get another bronzer because really that's like the only one I keep in my drawer. I don't even bother. But Wet n Wild had sent over a package, like a huge package of like a bunch of new things, including bronzers and highlighters. I haven't touched the highlighters yet, but I picked this up just like to use in the interim, and I have not put it down for probably a whole month. This is the new Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in the shade Sunset Striptease. It's very neutral. I would say that it pulls maybe a little warm, but it's not like, I don't know, I love the tone of it. It reminds me quite a bit of the Butter Bronzer actually. But the thing is like, this is way cheaper. Like even at the drugstore, Physicians Formula tends to be on the higher price point side. Sometimes the Butter Bronzer, I've seen it run for like $15, but usually you can find it like on special and get it for like $10. It can't be more than like $7, right? It's so good. The quality of the powder is lovely. It's not too matte and chalky. It has almost like a satin finish to it, which makes it look extra flattering on the skin. It's more skin-like. When you put like a very chalky matte muddy brown powder on your face, it ends up looking way too muddy. You put dirt on your face, and that's not what you want from a bronzer. You want it to look very satiny, and I love this one for it. So if you're looking for a new drugstore bronzer, pick this up. I really love it. I always forget to mention this, but this is a product that is like an unsung hero that I always forget to mention, and it is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Breakout Full Coverage Treatment Concealer, and I use this whenever I get a breakout, which is what it's for. Okay, I get a lot of questions on like, so what concealer do you put where and like blah blah blah. I use two different concealers. One will go under my eyes and then one will go on my face for breakouts or anything else I want to target on my face, discoloration, scar, pigmentation, whatever. The reason being is because I always go about 2 shades lighter under my eyes for a more highlighting effect, just to kind of bring my face to life. I will also use it along the T-zone to kind of highlight the area, as well as conceal under the eyes. For my skin, like my other places on my face, I will use something that matches my skin tone. Also, I don't love the idea of using something on a pimple also under my eyes. I like to kind of separate the two from a like hygiene standpoint. I know that doesn't really make that big of a difference. For me, it makes a difference. But I love this concealer because A, it's extremely full coverage. I love it. The tone is perfect for my skin tone, and it has treatment in it to help with breakouts. So this is specifically formulated for breakouts and pimples. So I like that I'm putting something over a pimple that can actually treat the breakout and cover it at the same time. I feel like I've tried all those treatment concealers before and they're not that great. I don't know, I don't like them, but I really like this one. It's totally worth picking up. Okay, I have 2 lipsticks to show you. 2 lipstick formulas, different shades. This was such an amazing launch from bareMinerals. These are their new BAREPRO Longwear lipsticks, and they're actually in a lipstick tube. So if you're not a fan of liquid lipstick and you want something a little bit more long wearing, these are so good. They actually do wear really, really long. And my 2 favorite shades are Camellia, which is right here. It's like a very peachy nude. What can you expect from me? I always like that kind of stuff. And then this shade Spice is so pretty, which is a little bit darker, but the same sort of thing. And then I also recently put this one on stories and everyone loved it. And it is in the shade Bloom, and it's more of a pinky tone. So that's Camellia, that's Spice, and that's Bloom. They're very creamy, so pigmented, and then they actually last quite a bit of time and they don't ever look dry. You know, the one thing that I hate about liquid lipsticks is that they end up getting a little crackly and dry after a while. These do not do that. They're so comfortable to wear. Okay, the last lip product I want to talk about is the Physicians Formula Butter Lipsticks. They're like basically gloss in stick form, but like a pigmented, beautiful, comfortable, gorgeous. Look how glossy that is. Wow! Woo, so pretty. My 2 favorite shades are Brazilian Sunset, which I actually swatched in my drugstore lipstick video if you want to watch that. And then this is the Soaking Up the Sun. I love a warm lipstick apparently. Like all of these look very similar. But you know, we all don't need a long wearing lipstick all the time. I have been into the glossy look. You know what I'm going to do, because I just am, and you're gonna have to deal with it, is I'm gonna put on Soaking Up the Sun over this. Oh my gosh, this actually is a perfect match. I'm wearing one of those carroty lip locks. I just love these. They're so hydrating, they're comfortable. It's like wearing, almost like wearing a balm gloss in one with that super shine and pigment, because we need a break from like those matte things, those matte lips, okay? We need a break from them. We need gloss and shine in our life every now and then, okay? All right guys, so that is it. That is everything that I've absolutely been loving lately. These are all my favorites. Was there something that I pointed out today that you love, or is there something that you love that I've never tried yet? Please let me know. Leave a comment below and I would love to know, and I'd love to try it. I hope you all have an amazing March, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye! My ear itches now. What is happening?